everyone, welcome to the Farmington Public Library. My name is Amanda and I'm one of the librarians here. Today I'm going to show you how to create an awesome craft, and it is this floral paper art. It's made completely of paper. So let's get started. The first step is to pick up your craft bag at the reference desk. Inside the craft bag, you will find a rack card on upcoming events, directions on how to do this craft, some string, a wooden dowel, and then all of the paper necessary to complete your craft. You will also need glue and scissors for this project. I have gone ahead and cut out most of the pieces, but I wanted to share with you how to cut two specific ones because they are a little different than the rest. And these ones have these fold lines, and that will mean you are going to fold on that line. I always like to tell people it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm not very perfect at this. But still, mine turned out really nice. And then you're going to cut on the line. Okay, so when it's all cut out, when you open it, it's going to be double. So these are our floral leaves. Okay, and then we're going to do the same with this piece. We're going to fold on those two lines so we have a square. I always like to make sure that the line is really crisp, the fold is really crisp. And then we have this piece here in the corner. And like the leaf part, we're going to cut along the line. This is just how I do it. You don't have to cut like I do. And when you open this, you're going to have 4 pieces like so. So we have all of our pieces here. Now each floral art has a total of 9 flowers, 3 of each kind. So there are 3 of these, 3 of these, and 3 of these. I have already gone ahead and made 2 so that I can show you how to make the third one. Let's start with this flower. Okay, so there are the petals, the center, and then we need this little piece, which is going to be one of these. So now let's make the petals. First step is to cut on this line here. Only cut that line, don't cut any further. The reason is because I always like to have the line side down, so all we see then is the color, not the line. We are going to take our glue and just put a little dab on one side of that, and then fold it over a little bit and press. So there is a little curve now to our petal. Press it just a little bit, set it to the side. We're going to do that with all petals. Little dab of glue. Don't need much. There. While those dry and set, let's create this little centerpiece. To do that, we're going to fold accordion style, and we just want really small folds. So I'd say that's about 1/4 of an inch. Doesn't have to be perfect. And then accordion style it, fold along the other way. Okay, so we're left with this little accordion folded piece. Get it nice and taut together, and we're going to use our scissors and kind of cut a curve, a rounded edge. There. The next step, we're going to unfurl, and then with your dowel, we're going to curl it. So then when it's done, it has this nice curl to it. And then we're going to curl it on itself. It can be as wide as you want, as thin as you want. And then when you get to the end, put some glue. Again, you don't need much. And hold it together for a little bit so it sets. Put it aside. Okay, now let's assemble this flower. I'm going to take one petal, and on one side of the square, we're going to set it in, curl side up. And again, you want to press down the petal in the glue so that it sets a little bit. I like to do the opposite side next. And then do the same with the rest of the petals. And lastly, we're going to take this centerpiece that we made and glue that, obviously, to the center. This one you have to be gentle but press so that it sets in there and doesn't come out. And then with these 3 flowers, we're going to set them aside. Let's start on the next flower. Let's do this one. So again, we're going to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of this color petal. And then the centerpiece is going to have 6 sides, but it's also the same color, so it's easy to remember. Bring that out. And then this centerpiece is one of those weird folded pieces, like this. All right, first step I always like to do is cut the petals. And again, we're going to take the line side down, take some glue, and fold over to make that curved petal. Okay, now that the petals are done, let's make the centerpiece. I'm going to put the lines side down so it doesn't show. And then with each one of these little legs, arms, whatever you want to call them, we're going to curl it in. It gets a little tricky once you get to the last few arms, legs, whatever. But you can do it. And then you might need to like unfurl them a little bit, but there you have that centerpiece. Now let's create our flower. With our petals, we're gonna put them on each of these 6 edges. and then we're going to add our center. And there we have 3 of these flowers. Set those aside and then make our final flower. These ones are my favorite. We're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of these petals. And then we'll need that same orange color, and this has 8 sides. And then we'll need 1 of each of these kinds of centers. So there. And then this one is blue, so we have a blue. Let's start with our petals. And again, we'll glue one side to the next to create that curl. Okay, now let's do the accordion style folding on our centerpiece. All right, once we have that accordion style fold complete, we're gonna take our scissors and cut that curve. Let it come out and start curling it. Now we'll turn it in on itself and glue it down. Okay, set that aside and let that set, and then we'll create this center. Curl in each little leg. Okay, there we go. We have that centerpiece. Now we can put together our flower. So this one's a little different. We're gonna have 4 around the bottom and then 4 around the top. So this one's layered. And then we'll go on top of the other ones like that. Okay, and then we're going to take our center, our first center, and glue it down. This kind of helps reinforce all of the other pieces too, so they stay glued. And then we're going to take our blue centerpiece and glue that down. And there we have these 3 flowers. Now that we have all 9 of our flowers, we can assemble our actual piece that will look like this. First step is to take all these really thin pieces, there should be 6 of them, and we're going to glue them together like that. So one on top of the other. Okay, and the next thing is we're going to put those all around here so that it hangs from our dowel. This can be a little tricky. You don't want it glued to the dowel. You want the strip to be glued to itself around the dowel. You can tie the string on now or when it's all done, whichever you'd prefer. And then we're going to start assembling all the little pieces. So these pieces here that you have cut out, they are the leaves, and you are to fold them lengthwise. It's really, really difficult to get it perfectly centered. It's okay. And then according to the picture, that's how I do it. I like to go off the picture. You can really lay it however you want, but I'm gonna do it like the picture says. And each flower has a blue little piece that you're going to use to anchor it. And then you have, of course, these funky little leaves that you can use. So I'm going to look at my guide here, and I'm going to start with this one at the top here. So to do that, I'm first going to glue this piece onto my hanging. So that's good enough for now. And according to my guide also, I don't see any kind of leaves. So I can just glue that straight down. Press. Okay. I'm going to now do these two pieces on the sides, which are these. Now these have these green things. So first I'm going to use our anchor points, and these ones are a little bit lower. So I'm going to glue that onto here. If you want to be exact, there is a guide also on the back of the instructions that tell you exactly the measurements to go. Okay, and now we're going to glue our leaves right at the tip here so that it lines up with this part. And press that down. Okay, now we will glue down our flowers. Okay, next I'm going to do this center one, which is one of these. And this one has those green flower or leaves and also the blue ones. So we'll do that. And then we'll take our anchor piece and glue that down. I'm going to take it a little lower. There. Now we'll glue down our leaves. The fun thing about this craft is that if you just change the colors of the paper, you can have it match any season. So this one is more fall-like, but if you do more colors like these, pastels, you get more spring-like colors. Okay, and then with this, we're gonna put that on the edge here because it looks like it faces downward. Press, and then we'll glue our flower down. All right, now we'll go to the outward ones, and those are these flowers. And they each have 2 leaves. Okay, and these leaves face downward. Okay, we'll glue down our flowers. And now I'm going to do these 2 on the edges. Those are these flowers. And they each have 1 leaf. And then we need our anchors. And then glue our flower. And lastly, we'll do the final flower at the bottom. That's this one. Here's our anchor. Has 1 foliage piece and 2 leaves. Do the anchor. And we'll do the leaves. We'll do the foliage. And Then we'll glue down our final flower. And there you have it. Of course, as soon as you get the hanging twine on there, you can hang this anywhere, on a wall, on a door. It's beautiful. I really hope you enjoyed making that craft with me. Stay tuned for more crafts for adults and for kids. Keep an eye on our Facebook page, and we'll see you later. Thank you.